episode 2 of Biz Mom Planner Co. Live in 2025. Welcome. So today, in today's episode number 2, we are going to talk about something that was requested from one of our members in the community, and that is about how to plan the right goals for you in 2025. So that is such an interesting question because you can look left and right and see other people doing things that you want to be doing. And so you might feel the need to imitate their projection, their trajectory, what goals they're pursuing. And then on the other side, you could have your own personal goals or different things that you want to do. And maybe you feel like you're just not sure what goal is really going to help you achieve the best life, have the right balance, get to where you ultimately want to be. Now, some people could say, well, you just got to try. You just got to try and find out. But I say I have a much better solution to the problem. So join me today. We are going to use our pages from our work and life planner. So that's our work and life planner right here. This is the mini one. This is the pink botanical. And each planner has 2 pages in the front where it talks about your goals and big picture planning and how to get the right goals for you. So we're going to go through that together so you can really figure out what goal is right for you in 2025 that's going to help you have a nice, balanced, happy, beautiful life that you're aiming for. All right, so let me turn the camera down so we can take a look at our goals and big picture planning papers. Okay, let's do it. I am going to flip and turn. There we go. All right, now I feel like these papers are kind of small, so I think I'm going to adjust the camera even more. There we go. Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, I got a couple of cute pens with me. Love this pink one. This was from the Chicago Planner Conference 2024. And I forgot who gave us this pen. Oh, it's killing me. I'll remember it as we start talking, but I just love this. Isn't that cute? Okay, so let's get into it. This is what our mini planner looks like. It is 5.5 by 8.5. And when you open up any of our planners, you're going to get an intro letter from me, and then right away, the goals and big picture planning. So I'm going to set that aside. We have a mini, and we also have a large 8.5 by 11, but I'm just going to demo on the mini today. All right, I don't know what pen's going to write better. So goals and big picture planning has 4 steps. Not too hard. I want to make sure this is like not crooked. There we go. 4 steps. We're gonna read out the first. We're gonna read them all out, and then we'll go through them in like a pretend scenario that I'm just gonna write out, and then you can follow along. So if you're gonna watch the replay, go get your planner if you have one. Take out these sheets. If you don't have one, write down some notes, and then go to the comments section and click on shop planners and get yourself a planner so you can have this in person, okay? And if at any point during this video you're like, you know what, I kind of like what Tiff is talking about, please hit the subscribe button. It means the world to me. I do not have 1,000 followers yet, but that is my goal for this year. Okay, let's move on. So step number 1 says, what do you want your life to look like in 5 years in business and in life? Step 2, list all of your values and ideals that are important to you below. Step 3, write down all your goals, big and small, in business and in life below. Step 4, go back and rank each of your goals according to your values in the right comments. And this go back and ranking is what's really going to set this goal setting method apart from most goal setting methods, because it's going to really show you what goal is the most important to you, to your life. Okay, but we got to start at the beginning. So this says, what do you want your life to look like in 5 years in business and in life? This is not a place to write goals. This is a place to dream big. You know, when you say, what if this and this? Or wouldn't it be cool if my life looks like this? Man, I wish my life would look like that. One day, fill in the blank. That's where this comes in, okay? So I'm gonna just write some scenarios out. In 5 years in business and in life, I would love to be debt free. Living somewhere warm with my family. And having a small, profitable business. Okay, we're gonna just leave it like that. Obviously, there's plenty of space to dream big, and this is very general. This is not my actual, this is not actually me. This is a made up scenario. Although I kind of do like it. It's partly me, but it's not my whole thing, okay? Because we're just doing a made-up scenario. So now we have a little bit of like, what would you like your 5 years to look like in business and in life? You want to be debt-free. That could be business and life. You want to be living somewhere warm with your family, maybe move down south or just in a different area. I live where there's snow. So that's a kind of a life thing. And then I would love to have a small, profitable business. Those are my like big picture. Now we move over here. And this is where it starts to get a little bit more interesting. Now it says, list your values and ideals that are important to you below. Values are something that don't change, or they only change every so often when you've had a big life moment, when your life has critically changed, when something has happened to you that's really changed who you are as a person. Okay, so these are not goals, and these are not things that come and go. They really are the core of who you are. Unless I said who you are has changed from a big moment in your life that's made you reevaluate, change your personality, bigger moments that have really kind of made you go, I'm not that person anymore. I'm this person moving forward. That's when your values and your ideals change. Okay, so let's write some values and ideals. This is going to be different for everybody, and that's why it's so important to write this down when you're planning out your goals, because this is how you are going to know what goals are correct for you. I'm going to write some generic ones that I feel like kind of are important to most people. So values and ideals, I value there we go, spending time with my family on the weekends. I like weekends out and weekend get-togethers and hanging out and all that kind of fun stuff. Okay, obviously I value spending time with my family in general, but I really love the weekends. Again, this is a general thing. It is kind of my truth, but this isn't like my real thing here. Okay, what's another value or an ideal? I value, let's make another one up. Having creative time as, you can call it self-care. There we go. Or just creative time, but something that takes care of yourself. And we'll do one more value or ideal. Value, what's something all of us kind of general value. Value a life with less stress. I think we can all get behind that. Okay, you're gonna write, there's lots of space to write a bunch, and I write really big, so obviously if you write smaller, you can fit more in the lines. I also would like to mention that in here, because it folds this way, you're gonna have an extra space in the back. So if you just need to brainstorm and write some stuff down, you can also have some extra space in the back. Okay, so we wrote our big dream 5 years down the road. And it doesn't have to be in 5 years. Maybe this is for next year, but just kind of like go broad, okay? You don't have to zero in. If you get to it this year, great, but if it takes you 5 years, that's okay too. Now we have some of your values. Again, everybody's values are different. And now we're going to write down our goals for life and for business, whether it's a big goal or a small goal. Now your goals are you're going to look back to here. So this is kind of your big picture. Your goals are, how are we going to get there? How are we going to get to the big picture? So you can look at here, it says, I want to live debt free. Okay, well, so a goal would be pay off credit cards, right? That's a goal. Now, for some people, debt free also means paying off their house, paying off car payments, paying off student loans, all that kind of stuff. But we'll just say, and obviously you'll have more than one goal for your big picture. But to keep things simple, I'm just going to do one goal per each. So let's just pretend my credit card is the only thing that's making me debt free, and I hit that goal and I'm debt free. Now, how can I get to living somewhere warm with my family? Okay, so, what is some steps or what are some goals to achieve to get there? Well, maybe it is, I don't know. Oh, okay. Having a job where I can travel. That gives me freedom or flexibility, or work from home. Then I'm not tied to where I'm currently at. I can move here. Now, obviously, there's going to be a lot of steps into moving, especially if this is not your current, like I live where there's snow. So that would be involved moving across country, moving to a different place. Maybe savings. Let's put 2 goals for that one. Have X amount in savings, right? Okay. Now, third idea of my life that I want is having a small profitable business. Okay, so let's think of a goal. Profitable business, a small profitable business. Maybe one of my goals for that is to take a class or a course and whatever it is that I want my business to be in blank, right? So maybe you have an idea of a business and you're like, oh, I think that would be really cool to do XYZ and sell this or do this as a service, but I'm not really sure how to do it. Maybe I need to take a class or a course. Okay, so here we got some goals. Now, remember, you're probably going to put a whole bunch because this is probably going to be bigger. And also, you're going to have multiple goals for this. And like I said, big and small goals. Taking a course or having amount in savings could be where you would have to break that goal into even smaller steps, Like maybe I would have to look up a place to take a class. Do I want to take it in person? Do I want to, do I need to save up money for this class? Savings, maybe I just got to come up with a plan for savings, open up a savings account, depending if, how you're trying to do things. So there's going to be multiple goals. Now, here is my absolute favorite part. It says, go back and rank each of your goals according to your values in the right-hand columns. These are the right-hand columns. This is a plus, this is a minus, and this is NA for not applicable or does not apply. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to take each goal. So I have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to rank them according to our values. And I have 3 values. So that means I'm going to take goal number 1 and I'm going to see, does it go along with, or does it support my first value, my second value, and my third value or ideal in life? And what we're going to do is put a little check mark or hash. I should put this here, not there, next to each one. So basically, number 1 will have 3 check marks, okay? Each goal will have as many check marks as you have values or ideals. So let's go through this together. Paying off my credit cards. Does it work with my value of spending time with my family on the weekends? Yes, I think it does, because if I don't pay off my credit card, then I will probably be spending more time working. Maybe I'll have to work on the weekends, or it will limit what my family does on the weekends because we're going to have to be budgeting and being a little tighter with the money so we can pay this off. So yes, it does positively, that's what the plus is for, positively affects my values. Does paying off my credit cards give me creative time for self-care? Now, you can look at it this either way. You can look at it as yes, if you're trying to monetize your creative time, but you can also look at it as no, because maybe your creative time is just a fun hobby, because we're talking about self-care here, not monetization. And that's not going to really help you. Having creative time is not going to really help you pay off your credit card. So since we can look at it both ways, I'm going to put not applicable. It doesn't really take away, it doesn't really give, it's kind of either way. We're going to put that there. Paying off my credit cards, does it take away or does it help my value of living my life with less stress? Definitely. So that isn't a positive. It definitely positive helps me and contributes to my value of living a life with less stress. Okay, so now we see that goal number 1 has more positives than negatives or not applicables. We're going to go down the line. So this is going to take a little time, because you're not just going to put one check mark like yes, positive, no, negative. You're going to go back and forth with all of your values. And then when we tally it up at the end, that's going to give you the aha moment, okay, of what goal to start with first, what goal is the best goal to reach, or what goal actually doesn't really do anything for you and maybe you need to reevaluate that goal or pick something different. So having a job where I can travel or work from home was a goal or an idea I thought could help me with living somewhere warm. All right, so that was a goal. I decided I want to live somewhere warm. What can I do to get there? Maybe I need to get a job where I can travel and work from home. Does getting a job where I can travel and work from home support my value of spending time with family on the weekends? Well, I kind of think so, because if I work from home, usually I can kind of create my own schedule. And if I travel, also means that the job is more flexible. So I think it would support the value of spending time with my family on the weekends. It does kind of depend on what job I get, but we're going to keep that in mind. Does having a job where I can travel or work from home support having creative time for self-care? I don't think it does. I don't think it negatively affects me having creative time for self-care, but I don't think it positively affects me. It kind of is, they're two different, totally different things. And my job, working from home or a travel job, is not going to take away or get in the way of having my creative time, but it's also not going to help me have more creative time. I don't think so. I'm going to put not applicable, or it does not affect either way. Does having a job where I can travel or work from home support a life with less stress? Well, again, it kind of just is how you look at it, but I'm kind of thinking, yes, it will give me a life with less stress. Unless you're the type of person that needs to get away from the house to work, in which case, I don't know, you would probably have some more values here. But if one of my values is spending more time with my family, that means I want to be home. So I'm going to put Yes, it does support that. So again, everybody is different, because you might say, no, this is actually more stressful. I mean, really take a look at your life. And you might think that having a traveling job or a work from home job would make things more stressful. Maybe you want to leave work at work, home at home. You don't want to be bringing work in your house. You've tried it before. It doesn't work with your family's routine. You go, no way. That's a negative. Okay. So everybody is going to be different. All right, having X amount in savings is going to be a goal that I want to have to be able to travel somewhere warm and live with my family in a different state. So having X amount of savings, that's like a goal I'm going to be budgeting. Is that going to support spending time with my family on the weekends? No, I don't think so. I don't think it negatively will affect spending time with my family on the weekends, but it doesn't positively affect spending time with my family on the weekends. So I'm going to put it in the NA column. Having creative time for self-care. Is it going to positively affect how much time I have for self-care, or negatively affect how much time I have for self-care? Only I think you can answer that, because maybe saving money means less money for your creative habit. Maybe it means less monies for bubble baths and face masks, you know? So yeah, let me just put a negative for once, just for because. So getting a little tighter on the budget means less creative time for self-care. But again, I put creative time, and that's a bit different than just self-care stuff, okay? Because, but everybody's different. So we're just going to leave that check mark in the negative. Having money in savings, will it create less stress? Yes, I'm going to say yes, because that's kind of the end goal. Less stress to think about money. And the last one, take a class or a course in whatever we are thinking about in order to have a small profitable business. Maybe it's a money management course, maybe it's a how-to course, I don't know. So let's again go through it. Will taking a class help me spend more time with my family on the weekends? I'm going to say that one is going to be a no. And here's why. Because if you're taking a class, although it's helping you to get towards that goal of having a business, in the short term, it's going to take up more time, right? So if it's taking up more time, and if you're already working and doing other stuff, it's probably going to encroach upon your family time. I'm not saying that's a bad thing just because you put one negative mark, but it really helps you see and balance, how can I do stuff, and where is it going to affect other things in my life? If I take an extra course or class, will it positively affect my creative time, my time that I like to have for myself, to do my hobbies? It might take time away from that, but it might not. I don't know. It might help you be more creative. Maybe you have this hobby and you want to be able to do it better. And so maybe that class, maybe you're taking a knitting class, or I don't know, a flower pressing class, and that will lend to you having more time. So let's put it in the non-applicable, because we're not quite sure. Is it going to take away? It might take away because you're going to be spending more time in class, but it might also fuel more creative time. I'm not sure, and only you can tell, because it depends on what kind of class it is. And then last but not least, will it support life with less stress? Interesting. Now that one's interesting. Again, you could say, no, it will not support my life with less stress, because in the meantime, while I'm taking this class, my life might be a little bit more stressful, right? Because now you're trying to squeeze in another thing. Or you might say yes, because ultimately, once the class is over, it's going to be able to help me have a profitable business and make my life less stressful. I'm actually going to say it is going to make your life stressful right now. Because if you try to go super long term, having a profitable business, anybody who's an entrepreneur is going to tell you that having a business does come with stressors, right? So I don't think it's going to take stress away. I think it will add some. Not all stress is bad, okay? So that's okay, but we're just really getting a perspective on this. So if I go and take a class and add to my schedule of things I'm doing, that means I'm going to have less time to do creative random stuff, and then I'm for the moment, and I'm going to also have a little bit more stress in my life because I have less time to do these two things, right? So I'm going to put a negative here. This is not a bad thing, guys, okay? All right, so now it says we did number 4. Go back and rank each of your goals according to the values in the right columns. We did that. Now, we see 1 and 2 have 2 check marks in the positive column, 2 check marks in the doesn't really matter, does not affect anything either way column. Number 3 has 1 check mark in each, and number 4 has 2 check marks in the negative column. This does not mean that you shouldn't do this. This means that maybe let's reevaluate another goal to get to a small profitable business. Or this means let's put this goal last. Maybe after we have a certain amount of money in savings, now we're not as stressed, so we can take this on, and then we don't have to worry about this one. You know what I mean? So this helps us to see what to do first. And this is how you make your goals for you. This is how you know what goal is going to help you move your life forward according to your life. And so you can feel happy, you can feel good, because these all align with your values, what's important to you. Now remember, this is a made up scenario, and everybody's life is going to be different. And so you really have to think about how it affects the different aspects of your life. And you're going to know that by knowing what you value. Okay, so according to this fake scenario, the first goal, or the first 2 goals that have the most positives, are these 2: paying off credit cards and having a job where I can travel or work from home. Those are going to positively impact all of my values of my life. And when they impact those, then your life will feel better. Even if it does take some work to get to those goals are going to feel more important, more valuable, more worth the energy as you go through them in your life, because it's going to help you to get here. Okay. Now, if you decide, oh, I'm going to start with this goal first, the one that has the most negatives, what's end up going to be happening is that it's going to be negatively affecting your goals. It's going to cause you more stress. You're going to feel a struggle, and you're going to wonder why can't I reach this goal? Or why isn't this goal helping me? Or I thought I would be here by now, and I'm not here where I want to be. That's because you chose a goal to get you here that didn't align with your life. And that is how you're going to be able to move your life forward. Because a lot of times we have great ideas, and then we list out some goals, and then we just randomly decide, okay, I'm going to pick this goal and see how it works. And then you realize, I didn't get here, and I'm stressing, and is this even worth it? Well, maybe this was worth it. You just picked the wrong goal to start with. Remember, if I have this checked off and this checked off, then this might be easier to work with, because I'm not struggling as much, because now I've eliminated some stress with this goal, and now I have flexibility with this goal, so I'm doing more here. And so this one, even though it's going to take more effort, more dedication, more sacrifice, okay, it's going to be okay, because these have been filled, because I checked those ones off first. So it doesn't mean if you have some negative check marks that the goal is bad. It just means that the goal's not ready to go first on the list. It means put it towards the bottom. It means that one's going to take a lot more effort and sacrifice, and there's other things that are going to fill up your values first, so you're going to be ready for that later. Okay, so I really, really hope that you enjoyed this session. I just think it's so empowering to see what goals are right for you, and what goals are going to help you move forward in your life to feel good, to feel confident, to feel like your goals are worth the effort, and not like spinning your wheels wondering, why isn't this working? Why am I not getting to where I want to be ultimately in life? And just kind of feeling like it's not worth it, because maybe it really was worth it, but maybe you had to do a couple other things first, and you would never know that without knowing how it affects your values in your life first. So that's why it's good. It does take a little time. We kind of went through it, and this is becoming 30 minutes of a live video, but I really wanted to go through this with you. Now, I did do another video like last year, I think, with this. So there is another video you can look at. If you go into I'm just looking at YouTube on my computer. If you go into work and life planner, there is another, it's a 10-minute video, so it's much shorter. But I go into it again. And actually, that's this QR code. It will take you to that video, but I wanted to do one live. So I want to give a shout out to Rhonda. She was a member of our community that told me, hey, I really want to learn more about this. So I hope, Rhonda, that helps you really see how you can make the best goals for you for 2025. And as always, thank you everybody for watching, and thank you for everybody who's watching the replay. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. That means so much to me. I am a small channel, but I am wanting to grow my channel. So thank you so much. Until next time, up till episode 3, we will see you back next week. Bye, guys.